Read all the stories about BYU sports no one else has heard. Go to KSLSports.com for exclusive columns by BYU insider Mitch Harper. That's KSLSports.com.
Welcome back, everybody. First and 12 right here on KSL News Radio. Thanks for being a part of the program this week. You can always download the podcast wherever podcasts are found. You can listen to us, of course, on these Tuesday evenings. But yeah, listen, just dip in when it's convenient for you, just like you do with the podcasts. And anywhere you can find podcasts, you will find First and 12. Mitch Harper, Alex Kirry. There is so much to jump into when it comes to the headlines of this conference right now. Most of them are head scratchers. It's like headlines of absolutely, I don't know what to think about what this conference is doing. Week in and week out, we get something totally different. You get shocked by results. You get absolutely blown away by performances or lack thereof from the people who you might think it's our Big 12 headlines for this week. Let's do it.
12 headlines.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
The dozen storylines that shape this week of Big 12 football. Headline 1.
Headline number 1, 5 Big 12 teams ranked in the top 25 poll for the first time this season. And actually, the Big 12 put it out earlier this week, too. I don't know if you noticed this. I think it's the first time that 5 teams are ranked this late in a season since 2022. Anytime you mention the old era, right? You start to look and you go, yeah, that was back when you had your Texases and your Oklahomas, and you didn't have any of these other, now 8 extra teams that they've added to the conference. And I think it was a little bit of a, hey, guess what? Yeah, the conference is kind of rolling a little bit. It also is a little bit of an indicator, Mitch, that this conference is absolutely hard to play. And every week somebody goes out of the Big 12, out of the top 25, and somebody comes right back in again. Somebody loses again, and then that other team that was on the fringe maybe gets a big win. They just keep trading out teams in the top 25. But you have BYU at the top in terms of the highest ranking for a Big 12 team, and then you've got Texas Tech, you've got Houston, I say Houston like we're just mowing past it. Mitch, we haven't talked about Houston like it's a good team in this conference in some time. And I think we can finally start to say that Willie Fritz and his guys, man, they figured it out too. So the AP Top 25 rankings, those are huge for the conference, and it's big for that success. You just wonder if you can have some guys who could be like way, way ahead of the class.
And headline number 2, one of those teams that's in that grouping of 5 in the top 25 is Cincinnati. They made another statement, crushing Baylor 41-20. And I honestly don't think it was that close.
Nope.
The Bearcats had a 24-0 lead to open the game. Brendan Sorsby, he got it done on the ground, rushing for 85 yards and a touchdown. Wasn't the best passing day for Sorsby, but he continues to show he can do it in a variety of ways. Cincinnati remains undefeated in Big 12 play. They are flying high.
One of the top teams in the conference, or one of the top passers in the entire country, and certainly in the conference, is Sawyer Robertson, headline 3. He was held in that game. Much of the success as to why Cincinnati was able to figure that Baylor team out was he only threw for 137 yards. The Bears right now are 2-3 in conference play. They're 4-4 overall. At some point, we start to look around and go, what's Dave Aranda doing? He made some switches, fired some of his friends, and then he took over the play calling duty on defense, and here we are.
Well, and you think about all the coaching carousel and all the moves that are happening where Brian Kelly's up on number 3 Texas A&M in the first quarter. Then 24 hours later, less than 24 hours later, he's out of a job.
So are you suggesting a buyout for Dave Aranda?
I think there's got to be a little bit of conversations and thoughts if you're Baylor AD Mac Rhodes, because this has not gone well in a season where Baylor thought they could win the Big 12. Headline 4, Houston jumped out to a 24-0 lead on Arizona State. They end up winning 24-16. They earned their first road win over a ranked team since 2017. The Cougs are in the top 25, as you noted, Alex. First time since 2022.
I don't know what to think about them yet, because they're the ones who are still getting disrespected probably the most. In a conference that looks around and goes, the rest of the country's disrespecting this conference, there are a lot of people going, I don't believe in this Houston team, and why not? Why would you? I don't know what to compare them to right now, but they are 7-1. I think that almost eclipses their entire wins from the past 2 seasons combined.
Yes.
And yet here we are. I mean, this is great for Willie Fritz, and I think it's great for Houston. We've always wondered, if you've got a place like Houston to recruit from, you don't just have to be a basketball school. You can be a football school. Headline number 5, speaking of Arizona State, they lose that game against Houston. They're 5-3 now. Sam Levitt leaves the game twice. And
got banged up.
Yeah, and he was in prior weeks, and it's not looking good for Kenny Dillingham and his guys. But man, what a wild turn of events down in Arizona State. They end their 10-game home winning streak. I say they do. Houston did for them. So it's a wild time to be down in the Valley right now, to have Houston up 2 games on Arizona State in the conference standings after that win over them down there in Tempe.
Headline 6, Kansas State continues to prove they own the Sunflower State. K-State takes down Kansas 42-17. Can you believe this, Alex? 17th consecutive rivalry win. That's the most in a rivalry right now in college football. Wildcats are above 500 in Big 12 play at 3-2. Seems like they're trending up as well.
Don't call it a rivalry when somebody's won 17 in a row.
Good point.
7th headline of the week, Jalen Daniels struggled in that final Sunflower Showdown. How the mighty have fallen there in Kansas, although I guess they never really got going, right? I mean, the reality is, you talk about guys who are looking around, after the whole pocket knife gate for Lance Leipold, and then you take a loss like that, they started the game off, by the way, forcing a turnover and getting a score, and I went, okay. Yeah. And they still lost this game 42-17. They weren't even close. This was at home at their brand new facility. Everybody's looking around going, maybe Lance Leipold isn't the guy for this job. And there are enough jobs that are open across the country. I bet he's probably looking around thinking the same thing. So, yeah, I mean, it wasn't just Jalen Daniels. It was that whole Kansas team that just looked absolutely flat against Kansas State this weekend. Headline
8, Utah annihilated Colorado. And that's putting it lightly with freshman quarterback Byrd Ficklin at QB, 53-7. Ficklin earned Offensive Player of the Week honors in the Big 12 and Freshman Player of the Week. That was one of the biggest beatdowns I think I've ever seen since watching this league. I mean,
it was painful, man.
Negative 18 yards for Colorado. Utah was rolling with Ficklin.
And 43-0 at the half. This game actually with 53-7 is like a mercy kill, right? Like at that point, I don't know how, but that felt like. And headline 9 is that Coach Prime, he tried to eat it up after the game and say, I haven't been whooped like that in forever. That was the worst whooping I've ever gotten. And the reality is that's like this is like Pac-12 Colorado showing up at that game and getting beat like Utah used to beat them when they were in the Pac-12. So again, is it a rivalry? Can you call it a rivalry when it's this lopsided all the time? This is something though. I told somebody this. I go, you know why this result was what it was? It wasn't just because Utah was so prepared. It wasn't just like, because they wanted to win after that loss against BYU. Kyle Whittingham never forgets when somebody hangs 49 on his team, and that's what Colorado did last year at Boulder. That's an underrated storyline. Kyle Whittingham never forgets that kind of stuff. He is a revenge man. He is absolutely a revenge man, and he got it this week against Colorado.
Headline 10, strong bounce back for Texas Tech as they crush lifeless Oklahoma State 42-0. Backup quarterback, though, Will Hammond out for the season with an injury. They had to play 3 quarterbacks in this game because, remember, Baron Morton was out. He was kind of suited up and available, it seemed like, but they didn't need Baron Morton. But Hammond's out for the year, and, Morton's expected back soon, but Tech just continues to roll.
Headline 11, Oklahoma State now 1-7 in league play. They are not good. The Pokes, of course, firing their head coach earlier this year. They've now lost 14 consecutive regular season Big 12 games. That is not a good program right now. They got to get reset for 2026, Mitch.
Headline 12, we'll close it out with some nostalgia. Big 12 brings back the throwback logo from its origins, the 1996 to 2003 logo. They rolled it out on social media in honor of the 30th season celebration this week, and we'll get to it in our games of the week coming up. But Texas Tech and K-State will play this week, and it's an anniversary of the first game ever played in the Big 12 Conference back in 1996. And that's your headlines this week here on First and 12. We'll take another timeout and get to the sound roundup. Alex mentioned it. Coach Prime sounded off after that game, that loss to the Utes. And then also some coaches buzzing about their favorite Halloween candy. It's on First and 12 here on KSL News Radio.